Hey everybody, this is your girl Mo Thoughts here. I am happy to announce to you all that Letter to Bay is now on Amazon and on Kindle. I want to take the time to thank you all for your support for my new book, Letter to Bay. I greatly appreciate it. It has been a year and a half in the making. I had it ready on last year actually, but then some things came up with the cover and I was working on the cover, and then a personal issue came up, so I had to get that straightened out in my life. And now that I'm over that hurdle, I'm able to focus on creating content on YouTube and creating material that can encourage you all and lift up your spirits. This book, Letter to Bay, is to encourage other women of faith to know that you can have faith. As it says in Hebrews 11:1, now faith is the substance of all things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That is what the book is based on. It's letters to the man I'm going to marry. It started out as a poem that I did called You Are the One That I Pray for the Most. And then, I wrote that poem in 2015. And then I had the idea in last year I was going to do poems to my future husband, but then I said, well, let me just write it out in letter form. It was easier, because I didn't, want to come up with a whole lot of metaphors and stuff. So I thought, let me write it in poetic letter form. And it's, created to be inspirational to other women of faith that are out there who are believing for love in their lives, that you can know that love is available to you. And so definitely check it out. Again, I thank y'all for y'all support, but I wanted to give y'all a brief synopsis of what Letter to Bay is about so that you'll know the basis of the book. As I said, it's based on Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of all things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So I pray that it will be a blessing to you, that it will be an encouragement to you, as well as it was an encouragement to me. When I was writing the book last year, I was dealing with a gentleman who was not the one. I wanted him to be the one. I thought he was the one, but there was other situations that were going on. He was not forthcoming. He was not honest. And so, I decided to do something different. Instead of always putting the blame on the man, I decided to look at me and say, okay, what can I do differently? And I went through an 8-month process of changing and learning and growing and stuff like that. And then the guy came back in my life again. But this time I was better and wiser, but I still allowed him in my life. And then it ended up still not being the best situation, but the thing is, I learned and grew from that situation. Now, last year, at the time I was dealing with the gentleman last year, I was in the middle of writing the book. But this year, when he came back, or should I say I allowed him back into my life, the book was already complete. The only thing I needed to do was the book cover. The book cover has since been completed, and it's now on Amazon. And it's ready for you all to read, and you can let me know your feedback and what you think. But anyway, I tell that that testimony to say that, all of us have dealt with situations where we thought somebody was the one, and they were not the one, and we knew deep down inside that they were not the one. That was the case with this gentleman. I knew deep down inside that he was not the one, number one, and number two, I knew that he could not be trusted. So I decided, let me use the power of faith. Let me write this poem to the man that I'm going to marry. Again, it wasn't the gentleman that I was dealing with. That was just a counterfeit. That was not even a counterfeit that I was dealing with. It was a distraction. So, yeah. So that's the background of how the poem came into being, and then from the poem, the book was birthed. Letter to Bay. But it started out with, you are the one that I pray for the most. I pray for you in the morning when I get up in the morning. I pray for you all throughout the day. I pray for you in the evening. I pray for you when I go to bed at night or before I lay down to go to sleep at night. That is the beginning of the poem. I'm just kind of giving y'all some highlights. So you know that's the poem that I started out with. You are the one that I pray for the most. It has been said that the highest form of love is prayer. When you pray for somebody, that is love right there. And when you have it in your heart, when you have a good heart, when your motives are good, when you're praying for somebody, that is the highest form of love, is prayer. Praying for someone, praying for their situation, praying for their well-being, and so on and so forth. So I come from an inspirational point of view to encourage other women of faith to know, as I said, faith, the power of faith. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of all things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.